Hey, I will be doing my lecture on the second lecture video of week 2 today, having to do with the gender. Obviously, from the lecture, I thought it was a very interesting perspective that gender is not just boy girl, and I liked how how the professor specifically explained all the genders and the theory about it is more in, I believe the term he used, how you practice gender. That doesn't sound right, but how you personally show your gender through your actions, your clothing, maybe the way you talk, the way that you would like people to refer to you, etc. That was a very interesting concept to me, and it makes sense. I definitely don't necessarily want to get into my opinions on some of the more maybe political aspects of it, but I feel pretty masculine. I identify as a male. I do masculine actions, but I do know people that are, personally, me, I know people that are males that have a lot of male actions, but maybe dress a little bit different or wear a little bit more jewelry, etc. Some different qualities, and that really lined up with some of the bits of the lecture where it was like it's very finicky, very almost liquidy, if that makes sense. But it's never just you have to do A through Z as a male, A through Z as a female. I'm sure it's the same for a woman as well, but I'm not going to speak on that experience because obviously I'm clueless about it. But yes, in particular, I found the case that happened in Leland very interesting, where the mother ended up, I guess, suing the school, the charter school, because they would not let their daughter wear pants and they wanted her to wear a skirt. Now, I'm assuming it wasn't said specifically, but I'm assuming it was a younger girl, probably not high school level. I'm assuming it was probably elementary level, since they were talking about running around on the playground and wanting to hang out during recess. And I think that's very reasonable. I don't know if I'm supposed to be giving my opinion, but I'm going to. So I could see that totally being like a very logical reason. If the founder was arguing chivalry and wanting to protect women, and I guess use the term fragile vessels, which the professors already covered, and that being probably a little bit of a odd term to use to describe a young lady. But if anything, I would think chivalry is not wanting a young girl's skirt to fly up when they're doing cartwheels or on the swing. That makes perfect sense to me. Why you could even argue that making such a young girl wear a skirt and not participate in athletic events, and then what happens when they're older? You start to think, I bet they're probably going to be told to put on makeup and act. And see, I don't think no matter what gender, you should be told how to live your life. So that's just my opinion on the subject, but I found this part of the course very interesting. I myself, in the past, have been a little bit probably biased towards gender and sex and stuff like that, but I found this very interesting and I kept an open mind and I quite enjoyed it. Thank you.